Luke Wright, terrific game of cricket, but Sussex just a bit short in the end.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough ask. You know, whenever someone scores over 200, you've got to bat really, really well. And obviously it was over par, but yeah, it was nice to give the crowd a game and put up a fight. But yeah, obviously things to work with the ball, not quite how we wanted to go about it.
Sterling and Milan were in good form last night against Kent, and they really came out of the blocks quickly tonight.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I said to the boys before. You know, when the night before they've gone and scored 200, they're always going to come out in confident mood, and especially those guys scored well last night. So obviously once we dropped Sterling, it's hard for the spinners then in that middle, because when you knock down, you know you can go hard, and credit to them, they batted really well. But yeah, we'd like to shut them down a little bit better than we did. But yeah, sometimes you've got to say well played.
How difficult is it when you're trying to change the bowling around when batsmen are in that sort of form? It must be almost impossible to set a field to.
Yeah, it's pretty horrendous to be honest. Well, yeah, I was getting a bit of a headache at one point trying to change them out. You're just trying to change as many so people can't get set at people, but you know, it was hard. Everyone was sort of going, so it's not something I could sort of turn to and get a few overs out. We tried to shut off one side of the pitch at the end, which CJ did, and that worked quite nicely the last few overs. But yeah, it was always going to be a tough ask, and but credit to the groundsman. I thought it was an absolutely brilliant wicket and exactly what you want for 2020 cricket.
I was going to say that actually, because there's been a bit of criticism down here, but that looked like an excellent track.
Yeah, it's been tough on them. You know, obviously, you know, we haven't been wanting to prepare wickets that have been as spicy as they have, but you know, bless him, he's trying to do his best, and yeah, that was a nice evening for him to see how well everyone scored. People come to games to see 4s and 6s, that's what we want, but we just want to be hitting more than the opposition, that's all.
Talk about 4 and 6s, you hit a few as well, and just for a minute there when you and CJ were together, it looked like it might be on.
Yeah, to be honest, I kept saying to CJ, as long as we take it deep, you've always got a chance, and you know, going into those last overs, even if you need 20 or so, then you've got a chance, and that's all I want to do is give ourselves that chance at the end. But unfortunately, yeah, just skewed the one at the end. It was there to hit but missed it. But yeah, pleasing for myself to get up. I haven't particularly felt that great in the first 2 2020s or 3 2020s with the bat, but sort of ticked over. But tonight I felt back to sort of my best, but unfortunately it was a bit too many.
You're really striking the ball well. I mean, what was that down to, Luke?
I think I was a bit stiller. I felt a bit frantic in the first few games. I was still happy with sort of the results I was getting, but I knew I wasn't quite right. And you know, as a leader, you want to lead from the front, and it was nice to get a score. But yeah, it always hurts when it's not on the winning side. But hopefully that bodes well for the games coming up. If I can be in a position where I'm scoring runs, then obviously that's the best way for me to help this team win. 2
wins, 2 defeats. It's going to be a tight group again, Luke. It always is the Southern group.
It is. That's, you know, I was so delighted when we won at Taunton. It's a really tough place to win. Obviously they've got Chris Gale. I don't know what the scores have been tonight, but
they're going to made 80 odd.
Yeah, they're going to win games. I think it's always like that. That's why it's probably not as many wins as you need as other groups. But you've just got to keep staying positive. As I said, you don't get too high or too low when you win and lose. And we've certainly just got to bounce back. We've got a bit of championship cricket to do now. But yeah, we certainly won't be shouting and screaming there. It's just lessons to learn when teams come at you that hard. You've got to react and find a bit of a plan B and C. And obviously that's what we've got to work on.
Luke, well done tonight.
Thank you very much.